The worst manhwa adaptation I have seen. And no, I am not exaggerating. This one actually hurts because the beginning after the end is one of the few manhwas I have read with real interest. I was genuinely waiting for this anime. The story already had everything: reincarnation, magic, different races, a strong protagonist, big world setup, and so many moments that could have looked amazing on screen. I thought, if this gets a proper adaptation, this could become really huge. The core story is simple but interesting. Gray was a king in his previous life. After death, he gets reincarnated as Arthur in a magical world. But even though Arthur is born as a small child, his mind is not like a child. He still carries the experience, judgment, and mindset of a king from his previous life. And that is important because most isekai protagonists keep memories from their past lives. That part is not unique. What makes Arthur different is how well those experiences are actually used. He was not some random guy who got dropped into another world and suddenly became overpowered for no reason. His decisions, his learning speed, and the way he handles situations all feel like a natural result of the life he lived before. So when he grows stronger, it does not feel forced or unrealistic. His progression feels earned, and because of that, I never felt like Arthur was an overpowered protagonist. His growth feels natural, which made the manhwa much more interesting for me. The story is set in Daikathan, where humans, elves, and dwarves live in different regions. There is Sapin for humans, Eleanor for elves, and Darv for dwarves. But there is not perfect harmony between them. And later the story slowly expands into a bigger conflict with another powerful region. So it starts like a reincarnation fantasy, but over time, the world becomes much larger. The biggest reason I enjoyed the manhwa is Arthur. Beyond the action and power progression, he remains interesting because he constantly has to balance the wisdom of his previous life with the reality of starting over. Watching him build relationships, adapt to a new world, and deal with the expectations placed on him adds depth to his journey. That combination of experience, responsibility, and personal growth is what kept me invested in his character. Now, is this the most original isekai story ever? No. It has familiar elements: reincarnation, magic, a gifted child, different races, a bigger war setup. But I do not care because the manhwa keeps me engaged. The story progression is good, the characters are interesting, the world keeps expanding, and the designs in the manhwa are genuinely strong. That is why I had very high expectations for the anime. I was not waiting casually. I was really looking forward to seeing this world animated, and then the anime came out. What happened here? This anime adaptation is one of the worst things I have seen for a source material I actually liked. The animation is just not good. That is the simplest way to say it. It feels weak, it feels lifeless, and many scenes feel like a slideshow. When a manhwa has this much style and potential, the anime should at least make the world feel alive. And that is painful because the manhwa already gives them so much to work with. Arthur's design is actually not that bad in the anime, but some of the other character designs are genuinely disappointing. The fantasy world, the magic, the different regions, and the overall scale of the story should have looked much more impressive. Instead, the anime often makes everything feel smaller and less impactful than it should. I am not saying every anime needs top-tier animation, but the animation here is simply not good. And for a story like this, that becomes a major problem. The world is supposed to feel magical. The story is supposed to pull you in, but the anime presentation does not do justice to the source. I started watching season 1 with high hopes. I kept thinking, maybe the next episode would finally improve things and start doing justice to the source material. But after a few episodes, I stopped. I just could not continue with it. Later, I tried season 2 again, because I wanted to see if anything changed. But for me, it still had the same problem. The anime still did not feel like the adaptation this manhwa deserved. Let's see a bit of the animation. I think this is enough to understand what I mean. The source had energy. The anime does not capture it properly. The saddest part is, this anime deserved much better. This is not a story with no potential. It has a strong protagonist. It has a big fantasy world. It has good progression. And it has many scenes that could have been amazing with a proper adaptation. But the anime took something that could have felt powerful and made it feel lifeless. So here is my recommendation. If the story sounds interesting to you, read the manhwa, follow Arthur's journey there, experience the world, the growth, and the story the way it actually works. The beginning after the end anime is one of the worst manhwa adaptations I have seen. Don't go anywhere near it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.